Well, if the America's Cup does return to Auckland, what does the city need to do to get ready? Well, this is where the America's Cup contenders would be based. At the moment, it's full of disused oil tanks and cement silos. And this is where the teams were based during the 2003 Cup. Team New Zealand is still here, but they'll be moving out soon. A hotel is due to be built on the spot. Auckland will need to find enough room for a new Team New Zealand base, as well as headquarters for the Cup contenders. Well, Sir Bob Harvey is the chair of Waterfront Auckland, which will have much of the responsibility for getting Auckland ready to host an America's Cup. And he joins us in the studio now. Bob, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Look, first, what about that idea that Ian Taylor said? Let's not presume we come to Auckland. Let's maybe consider.
Yeah, let's presume it's coming to New Zealand, and let's presume it's coming to Auckland. Where would you think of doing this? On the Raglan Harbour? I wouldn't mind it off Piha,
yeah.
But this is one of the great harbours of the world, and a gulf second to none. So I would think that most Aucklanders, most New Zealanders would automatically, and by the way, it's not our choice. I think Grant and his team...
What Ian's suggesting is we hold it in another country.
I don't think that they're racing and winning to go to Dubai. They're racing to bring it here. And here is its place. This is its natural home. I had some real problems with some of the things that Ian was saying.
OK, well, tell us about it.
Well, he seemed to be a little somewhat pissed off about what I think has been a great event. I feel that this has been a fantastic event for this country, and what it means is enormous amount of acclaim for our businesses, our technology here.
He seemed to be saying we hadn't made enough of that.
He seemed to be saying that he was a little unhappy, and I don't discount that he isn't a genius at technology, but hey, this is a time for celebration. Yeah. This is a time
Well, I'm sorry, Bob, do you think the Prime Minister should be there Monday when we win?
Ask the Prime Minister that. I think...
Well, I'm asking you.
No, well, I'm not the Prime Minister's minder, and I don't think the Prime Minister necessarily...
Well, let's put it another way. If you were the Prime Minister, would you be there?
Probably not. I'd wait for it to come back here. He's the Prime Minister of New Zealand, not of San Francisco. So I think this government has committed an enormous amount of energy and effort with this. And so is Auckland, by the way. And I'm chairman of the Waterfront, and I'm preparing for that cup to come here.
How ready are you, and how advanced is the planning?
Look, 2 years ago we hosted Rugby World Cup, and it was a dazzling success. So the infrastructure, Sean, is there, and that's the good news. Yeah. And I think the Wynyard Wharf, which is about 1 kilometre long, is just a perfect site. By the way, Westhaven's not looking too bad either.
Okay.
And those tanks, and what we can do with this cup coming here is to economically really challenge the way.
Are you telling me you've got a plan ready to go, and
sure.
you will?
We've had a plan for the last month, by the way, and I guess, and the city has too. We've never been so well organised, so well informed, and ready to go.
And you will pull the trigger on that on Monday if we win?
The Mayor's going to do all that. This belongs to the Mayor. He's the Mayor of Auckland, and I think that 3 cheers to that.
OK, how much is it going to cost, this plan that you've had ready to go for the last
month? The good news is that we've already done so much of the work on the ground. In other words, the boulevards are there. We had 200,000 people down there. We have about 100,000 people most weekends, it seems, down the waterfront. So we're kind of ready to go. This is not a fortune.
Will it require any taxpayer, ratepayer expenditure?
I think, of course, it will take that amount to do things.
How much?
I don't know. How long is a piece of string?
Well, you said you were ready to go. I thought you might have costed
We're ready to go
Bob.
with the site. We're ready to go with the site, and that's really important. But it might be 5 years away, and we need to know the size of the craft, and we need to know how many contenders. Now,
have you had any discussions with Team New Zealand about that?
No, we haven't. But we're about to pull down their old base and put a fantastic hotel there, because I think that the winning of the Cup and bringing it to the waterfront will mean that our bids, which are coming on the new infrastructure to place in the next month, will mean that the back of the Wynyard Quarter will be enormously successful. I think we'll get that hotel now with the investors that we've been talking to, and I think Auckland will benefit greatly.
And you've just hit what I think one of the problems that we may have when the Cup comes back
What's
to
the
Auckland.
problem?
And the problem is that it becomes the Jaffa Cup. And while a huge amount of New
Get
Zealand's
over
population,
that.
New Zealanders
That's
find
gone.
it. I'd suggest to
Where
you
have you been living here?
Bob,
Where have you been living?
I'd suggest to you, Bob, that New Zealanders find it much easier to support Team New Zealand when it's competing against the rest of the world in San Francisco. But the old, and it may be misplaced attitude that it becomes Auckland's Cup will return once the Cup is back in New Zealand.
I think that New Zealand now feels pretty good about Auckland. I do. I think the Christchurch earthquake changed. It was a change of mindset, and I don't think we have.
Can I tell you, we've just had a text through from Trevor Mallard. He says the ratepayers of Auckland should pay, not the taxpayers.
Well,
of
he
New
would
Zealand.
say that, wouldn't he?
Are you saying the taxpayers will have to pay, or ratepayers will have to pay?
I think we will pay something, but the fact is we're not looking at a multi-billion-dollar process here.
100 million?
No, I'm not even going to go there.
All right, but we get to see on Monday when Len Brown announces
As
it.
Mrs. Beaton said, first catch your rabbit.
Good on you, Bob. I thank you very much indeed for your time.